Hey, good morning. Welcome to the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. Hope you're doing well. I was looking at the video that comes in before when I start. There's Bubbles taking her picture and running away. I don't know. Have you ever seen people like that? They do that all the time. Anyway, today I want to talk about personal evals. It's that year time of year again. Are you ready for your personal evals, your yearly evals? Now, I'm not going to be a proponent of yearly evals should be the only one. I think you should have discussions about the year, but we're going to talk about yearly evals and what metrics might you do for your own personal and your team and things like that. I could probably go through a bunch of evals and do one a week. Maybe we'll do a couple, we'll break it up because it is a small show. We're going to do 15 minutes. So, but today I want to talk about personal evals and what metric you might use in your personal eval. Propose it as part of your personal eval. So, 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. I am Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach. And here we talk about Scrum and Agile in a very practical and tactical way so you can bring more value, take less time, and grow more, have more fun growing. I'm working on a new tagline. We'll see how that works. Anyway, we're here to have fun and enjoy and grow as a group. So, what am I suggesting here? So it's yearly evaluation time. How do you do that as a Scrum Master, Agile Coach, team, anybody? And what do we do from an Agile perspective on that personal eval? So here's a thought. How about number of experiments? So a lot of times when I did personal evals, two things would happen. They would evaluate on your growth and what you did over the year. Okay. If you let everyone else control what goes into that, you have no control of what you get evaluated against. Most organizations nowadays allow you to add your own personal growth categories to these evals. And one of the things I want to suggest so that you can grow as a team and grow as a person is experiments. Think about this. The number of experiments you do. So this is the metrics you can actually measure, right? And they love to measure things. And this is why we do Metric Monday, because people like to measure. Yeah, some people like measuring. Oh, God, what are we doing? But I want to suggest that it's good to have these thoughts in your toolbox and what you do as a habit. So how do you do number of experiments? What do you do? Let's think about this for a second. So if you're doing yearly evals, you could say, I'm going to do an experiment once. You could do once a sprint. More power to you if you think you can do that. It's very tough. When we did our mastermind group, we had a couple of people that had some personal experiments they wanted to do or goals they wanted to achieve. Could they achieve those goals and do one per sprint? Yeah, but it's hard. It's really difficult. Now, let's put some achievable goals in there so you can achieve, but also stretch you out a little bit. So let's think about it. So a year is 12 months. Let's say you did, and maybe every sprint is 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever. But even without that, you said, I want to do an experiment. Don't know what those experiments are once a month. Okay. And let's think about this. Why do I say at least once a month? This is why. Every marketing book out there, every business book, every profit book talks about 1 in 10 of your ideas will be successful. So you do all this marketing, you do all these planning, you try these new ideas, these experiments. Of those experiments, one of those 10 would be great, will be, accelerate the organization, accelerate you as a person. So the idea of doing at least once a month, 12 gives you that 10, gives you 2 extra just in case you need them. And the idea is that one successful experience, the one successful one will make up more than 10 times what you spent on the other 9 experiments. So out of those 10 experiments, one's going to be very profitable and it's going to make up for all the other ones plus 10x your profit, right? So the idea is 10. So in your evaluation, you could propose to your manager, your team, like, let's do 1 experiment per month, right? Because one of those 10 could become very valuable to your team. right? Maybe they all will. The idea behind agile and what we do is that not everything's success. Some experiments fail, some do. So if you do enough of them, one of them, like if you do 12, one of them is bound to be much better. Now, if you could do one more than that, one per sprint, you got, like, if you did a 2-week sprint, you got 26 opportunities. So in theory, every other sprint, you could get a very good experiment to be successful. You have 26 opportunities for success in the experiments. Now, this would be a great evaluation tool, right? Because why do I say that? One, you can measure how many experiments did you do this month. And if you talk to your boss, and then they know you want to experiment, it sets that agreement that we can experiment, fail, and you can have this conversation about not all the experiments will be successful, but my goal is 1 out of 10 will be, and they should pay for all the other experiments plus lots of good profit, right? Lots of good success. Ones we can tout to the corporation. When they do the whole dog and pony show, you got that one experiment that really worked out well and really returned a good investment, and you can show that off for your career, right? So you can have that conversation with your managers. Now, so you have to measure it. How many did you do per month, right? 12. I got 12. I did 1. I did 2. You can grade that. So that is a great measure. Now, every quarter, and this is my suggestion, is you break it down, because you don't want to wait to the last year. Oh, I got to get 12 experiments done. I got 1 month to do. I got to catch up for my annual review and get them all done. So you break it down by quarter. So now if we have 12, so the idea is every quarter is 3 months, right? So now you can say, I want to do 3 experiments this month, and you can measure yourself. Because let's say you don't make it the first time, because unless you're really in the habit of doing experiments, most likely you won't make it the first time, right? So at least it gives you some leeway there. So you do 3, you measure it up, break it down 3 but maybe 1 month you do 4 experiments. Maybe another one you do less than 3. You can make it up. You do 2 to first quarter, maybe you do 4 to second quarter, and maybe you do 4 to third quarter, and maybe you only do 2 to last quarter because it's the holidays and things go bad and you can't get as many experiments. So there's no rule, but your goal was 12, and you can see how you're doing every quarter. And again, how successful those experiments. And during those quarters, at sprint reviews, at your monthly reviews, or whatever you do, you can report out on how those experiments went to the rest of the organization, to your bosses and things like that. So I want to suggest on this Metric Monday, think about the different things you can measure. One suggestion, again, is experiments, the number of experiments. Don't know what they will be, but we can come up with an agreement with the boss. What should they be? Do a proposal process, whatever you need to do to make that experiment, which also helps with once a month, because now you get, first week, I want to propose something, get some feedback from the boss. They approve it. You do it, you work on it, and they give feedback. And then you're really communicating with your boss, and you really show the organization that you're trying to grow as a person and the team. Now, the same thing can go with your team. You could do the same process for the team. And number of experiments is a great metrics for a team. You can measure how many experiments did the team do. I like to use Kaizen as a measurement term. I put that in the JIRA, little Kaizen, little experiments, how many you do, measure that. You can turn that into a whole metric. I think I covered that on a previous episode, and we can cover that later. But as a team, you can promote the same thing. Hey, team, what kind of metric? I mean, we have velocity. Is that really one? But maybe we want to do, since we're trying to do this agile mindset, how about number of experiments we do, right? Good or bad or whatever. They don't have to all be successful. We're just tracking the number of experiments we do and getting to the idea of experimenting and having some time set aside to be trying those experiments. Because like I said, again, every business book, every marketing book, everything out there, every prophet, every millionaire, when you talk to them, they're saying it's only 1 out of 10 that is successful. But that one opportunity will 10x everything you're doing, and this dwarf all the costs you spent on those other 9 experiments plus the one you're working on, right? So that's the idea. So I wanted to share that with you today on this Metric Monday, because it is yearly evaluation season. So that's just something you could do. And since we're closing, I did post up the podcast version and I hope a better, cleaner video version on all the systems from our meetup.com, our 5 a.m. meetup group. The presentation gave by Rob Jackson on product management. I hope you get a chance to listen to that or see it. And we are looking for other speakers. I have until December 1st, because after December 1st, I'm going to go out and get somebody, but I wanted to open up to listeners and members of the group to see if they would like to present on December 20th, which is the third Wednesday of the month. Getting close to the holidays. It'll be light. Won't be a real pressure cooker, but if you want to get out there and meet your goals, and it could be another goal we could talk about tomorrow for 10xing your careers and 10xing your team, prepping for that and getting used to that, just breaking that ice before the new year. If your goal in the new year is to give some presentations, go out to present, I really highly recommend volunteer yourself. The 5 a.m. Mester Scrum meetup group is very close. We had 4 people last time or something like that. And you got me. So that'll be a crazy person in the audience. But everyone watches it all, get some feedback on it. And it's a great chance to break the ice to get ready for the new year. So I want to encourage you all. And don't forget about our mailing list. If you join the mailing list, you get free access to the Slack channel, where if you have questions and all, you can throw them up against the group that's in the Slack channel and get some feedback, whether it be from me. You can also message me directly if you need something, over the whole group of Agile people in general. So with that, have a great day. Happy post-Thanksgiving return to doing work day, and it's rough, but yeah, it's good. So I'm excited about being back and doing some stuff and working with the teams. So I hope you are too. And think about that evaluation. Get excited about the evaluation, what you can look forward to, what can you challenge yourself. And I think number of experiments is the perfect Agile metric for personal evaluations and for team evaluations. So take care, everyone. Have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow, and have fun. Bye.